Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire. Shranvatam Swakatha Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Hridayantastau Bhadrani Vidunoti Suretsatam Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 12, verses 27 and 28. Verse 27. Etad vimana pravaram uttama shloka maulina upasthapitam ayushman adhirodhum tvamarhasi. Synonyms: Etad, this, vimana, airplane, pravaram, unique, uttama shloka, the supreme personality of Godhead, maulina, by the head of all living entities, upasthapitam, sent, ayushman, O immortal one, adhirodhum, to board, tvam, you, arhasi, are worthy. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. O immortal one, this unique airplane has been sent by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is worshipped by selected prayers and who is the chief of all living entities. You are quite worthy to board such a plane. Purport. According to astronomical calculation, along with the pole star, there is another star which is called Shishumar, where Lord Vishnu, who is in charge of the maintenance of this material world, resides. Shishumar or Dhruvalok can never be reached by anyone but the Vaishnavas, as will be described by the following shlokas. The associates of Lord Vishnu brought the special airplane for Dhruva Maharaj and then informed him that Lord Vishnu had especially sent this airplane. The Vaikuntha airplane does not move by mechanical arrangement. There are three processes for moving in outer space. One of the processes is known to the modern scientist. It is called Kapota Vayu. Ka means outer space and Pota means ship. There is a second process also called Kapota Vayu. Kapota means pigeon. One can train pigeons to carry one into outer space. The third process is very subtle. It is called Akasha Patana. This Akasha Patana system is also material. Just as the mind can fly anywhere one likes without mechanical arrangement, so the Akasha Patana airplane can fly at the speed of mind. Beyond this Akasha Patana system is the Vaikuntha process, which is completely spiritual. The airplane sent by Lord Vishnu to carry Dhruva Maharaj to Shishumar was a completely spiritual, transcendental airplane. Material scientists can neither see such vehicles nor imagine how they fly in the air. The material scientist has no information about the spiritual sky, although it is mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita. Paras tasmat tu bhavonya. Text 28. Maitreya Uvacha Nishamya Vaikuntha Niyojya Mukhiyayor Madhuchutam Vacha Murukrama Priyaha Kratabhisheka Kritanitya Mangalo Munin Pranamya Shisham Avyavadayat. Synonyms: Maitreya Uvacha. The great sage Maitreya said, Nishamya, after hearing, Vaikuntha, of the Lord, Niyojya, associates, Mukhya Yo, of the chief, Madhuchutam, like pouring honey, Vacham, speeches, Urukrama Priya, Dhruva Maharaj, who was very dear to the Lord, Krita Abhisheka, took his sacred bath, Krita performed Nitya Mangala, his daily spiritual duties, Munin, to the sages, Pranamya, having offered obeisances, Ashisham, blessings, Abhyavadayat, accepted. Translation. The great sage Maitreya continued, Maharaj Dhruva was very dear to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When he heard the sweet speeches of the Lord's chief associates in the Vaikuntha planet, he immediately took his sacred bath, dressed himself with suitable ornaments, and performed his daily spiritual duties. Thereafter, he offered his respectful obeisances to the great sages present there and accepted their blessings. Purport. We should mark how dutiful Dhruv Maharaj was in his devotional service, even at the time he left this material world. He was constantly alert in the performance of devotional duties. Every devotee should take his bath early in the morning and decorate his body with tilaka. In Kali Yuga, one can hardly acquire gold or jeweled ornaments, but the 12 tilak marks on the body are sufficient as auspicious decorations to purify the body. Since Dhruv Maharaj was living at that time at Badrikashram, there were other great sages there. He did not become puffed up because the airplane sent by Lord Vishnu was waiting for him. As a humble Vaishnava, he accepted blessings from all the sages before riding on the plane brought by the chief of the Vaikuntha associates. नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमती भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I humbly bow down and seek blessings from all the assembled Vaishnavas. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to purify myself, and please forgive me for any shortcomings. I have taken notes from lectures by His Holiness Romapat Swami Maharaj and His Grace Madhu Pandit Das. So here Maitreya Rishi is explaining about Vaikuntha Viman that appeared and the hearty invitation that is personally sent by Lord Vishnu to bring Dhruv Maharaj to the spiritual planet. We heard about the Shishumar planet where Lord Vishnu resides within this material universe, from where he expands as Kshirodakshayi Vishnu into heart of all living entities. And the Vishnu Dutas are conveying the love of the Supreme Lord towards Dhruv Maharaj. It's pretty amazing that Dhruv Maharaj is getting personal invitation for that abode. It is important to note here that the unique airplane is sent by the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself. It is not that there is a system where we go back to Godhead without personal knowledge of Him through some delegation process. In the material world, everything happens by delegation. But when it comes to bhakti, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who have unlimited potentialities, have unlimited relationships with unlimited devotees. And each of these relationships are very unique in themselves. That is the nature of Krishna's enjoyment. His relationship with soul A is different from his relationship with soul B in variety. Therefore, the whole process of self-realization is to develop personal relationship with the Lord. Prabhupada is explaining in this purport that these things are not imaginary. Materially, there are three types of moving in outer space, whereas the arrival of Vaikuntha plane is transcendental, beyond the speed of mind. Once the Lord decides to send an airplane to his devotee, instantly it arrives in the outer space. These are not imagination. Even today, the modern scientists have not been able to understand what is really space and time. Our rishis knew the science of the material energy. They received it from Shastras. And the source of Shastras is Krishna himself. He has revealed how this material energy works. Our rishis could utilize these powers to appear via the mind of speed. These are not stories, these are all Vedic powers. Space and time are right here, but we have not understood them. If someone would have said about 125 years back to convert matter into energy, then people would have said it's a myth. But today, they are able to convert matter to energy via atomic fusion. While this process of atomic fusion is going on in the sun for millions of years, and that's how it is generating so much energy. Modern science just know how things behave and then how to utilize it for technology. They try to manipulate matter, space, or time. But nobody understands what actually matter is, what space or time is. Because it is Krishna's creation, it is unfathomable by a tiny brain how all the planets are moving exactly as per requirements. Each planet remains in their respective orbits, as if they have their own personality and are in obedience to the laws of nature. Everything is described in Srimad Bhagavatam and our Vedas. The next verse describes how steady, attentive, and dutiful Dhruv Maharaj is to his prescribed duties. Can we imagine something like this to do when there is a Vaikuntha Vimana landing in front of us and say, "Come on aboard, let's go." And we say, "Hang on, let me just do my daily spiritual duties." Dhruv Maharaj is such a great devotee that he didn't just jump aboard. It sounds like he is rigid on his sadhana bhakti platform, but that's not the case. He made sure to make his body clean and perform his sacred duties, along with dressing himself appropriately in his attire and ornaments. Because he is to be brought before the Lord, he has to be in that purified state. In Chaitanya Bhagavat, it is described that when Nimai Pandit was conducting his school, and if any of his students came without applying tilak, they got sent home immediately. Because without tilak, it meant they had not done their puja that morning. Because before performing puja, you bathe and apply tilak and perform several duties to do your puja. And then your consciousness is qualified to study the Vedas. The message here is the call of the Lord may come one day for us, and we need to be in a fit and purified condition. The other part presented here is Munin Pranamya Ashisham. Dhruv Maharaj was in Badrikashram, and there are many other sages there. Question is, why would somebody that is so elevated that Lord Vishnu sends a Vaikuntha Viman for him, and he is seeking blessings from the other persons who are not at that superior position yet? Because he is a Vaishnava. To seek blessings from the devotees of the Lord for invoking auspiciousness. Due to complete absorption in devotional service, the body of a pure devotee is respected. If our consciousness is connected to Krishna properly, it becomes Vaikuntha. A reporter once asked Srila Prabhupada, "Your Hare Krishna movement is growing so rapidly. Who knows? The whole world might become Krishna conscious devotees. And what would happen then, Swamiji?" And Prabhupada's reply was, "Don't worry, it won't happen." And then he said, "But if it did happen, this place will become Vaikuntha." The difference between this place and Vaikuntha is the consciousness of the individuals that reside. In Krishna consciousness, we treat everyone and everything with respect. The paraphernalia, the temple, the altar of the deities, as well as the deities and the devotees. And by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, wherever we go, we can make it the place of pilgrimage by the performance of Kirtan. It's a way of sanctifying our consciousness, and the place becomes transformed. Here, Dhruv Maharaj is doing all this. It's not that he is attached to some ritual or and so before doing something, he has to do all those activities. Rather, it's part of his ingrained Krishna consciousness. He is thinking that this is so sacred and respected that I have to be fit to interact with the Lord. And by carrying that consciousness, his body became fully spiritualized. And he also became part of the paraphernalia for the Supreme Lord. I'll stop here. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo